Hi, I'm Aaron Warner with Warner Fitzmartin, and I want to talk to you today about an investigation or report prepared by the American Policyholders Association regarding basically the state of the property insurance market in the state of Florida. Just for some brief background, I want to explain basically over the last 5 to 10 years in the state of Florida, there's been an unfortunate trend where we've been seeing major insurance companies either declaring insolvency or totally fleeing the state of Florida altogether. There's a department within the state that's created called the Office of Insurance Regulation, who's essentially given the role of overseeing insurance activity and making sure that there's no bad actors in our state. The head of the Office of Insurance Regulation used to work for a company who prepared a report, which was the only report that the OIR relied upon in passing some major new laws that drastically changed the legal landscape of the property insurance market in Florida. So over the last 5 to 10 years, we've seen several carriers basically leave the state or go bankrupt. And this report prepared by the American Policyholders Association dived into that a little bit. Unfortunately, the state of Florida did have a common sense idea several years ago where they were supposed to do this investigation. They were supposed to investigate the bankrupt companies and find out what happened. It's a brilliant common sense idea. Unfortunately, it got delayed, never really panned out. But this report did dive into some things, and I wanted to briefly summarize a few of the interesting facts they uncovered. So a couple of the now insolvent and disappeared Florida insurance companies happened to give their CEOs very lucrative bonuses right before they left the state and left many homeowners in Florida uninsured. There's also, which was deeply covered in this report and investigation, a very alarming trend where the Office of Insurance Regulation in the state of Florida, to pass these new laws, basically pointed the finger at attorneys. They said litigation was the problem of everything. This report doesn't completely agree with that. What they found, the American Policyholders Association, is basically that there's a couple of bad actors in the state of Florida, which is something the former head of the Office of Insurance Regulation definitely addressed himself. But what we did find was that consumer complaints filed just by homeowners, we're not talking about litigation at this stage, were drastically higher in the state of Florida than any other state in the country. We also found that those same insurance companies who had the highest number of complaints made by consumers to the state of Florida were amongst the ones who gave their CEOs the highest payouts at the end of the year. This report also uncovered the false narrative, basically, that frivolous litigation is the driving cost of increased premiums and the cause of these insolvent companies. But the companies spoke for themselves. Their financial records were reviewed by their professionals, and many companies, for example, United Property and Casualty Insurance Company, who recently went insolvent, their books said otherwise. They said basically litigation is a minor factor and not something that they expect to really cause any type of change. The state of Florida has really pushed an agenda to try to paint our state as one that has frivolous litigation, and it's pretty clear from this report and investigation that's not case closed, the only thing that's here. There's definitely a lot more work that needs to be done. I wish that the state of Florida had done this like they were supposed to several years ago, and I believe that this information is something that should be reviewed by the new regulators to try to create a more stable market going forward. If you have questions, if you'd like to review this report, if you filed a consumer complaint or are thinking about it over your insurance claim, contact the attorneys at Warner Fitzmartin. We'd be happy to help you.